This is your guide to book publishing. Everything you want to know but didn't know what to ask with your host, Dr. Judith Briles. On the show today, you'll find out where book publishing is going and how to take advantage of it. How to identify and avoid publishing predators. What opportunities are emerging as the book trade evolves in new forms. How to avoid losing money and much, much more. Join us now as a variety of publishing pros will deliver insights and strategies to take the author to the next level of publishing. It's your guide to book publishing. Everything you want to know but didn't know what to ask. Brought to you by AuthorU and the Book Shepherd. And now, here's your host, Dr. Judith Briles.
Well, every once in a while, not often enough, I think, I love to have Kelly Johnson on with us. Not only she's an awesome techie, she's an awesome virtual assistant, and she loves geek stuff. So this is going to be our Geeks Are Us episode, yes. And how to get our geek on. and we'll do exactly. So just to let all you know, Kelly can be found at cornerstoneva.com. And that's her website where she hangs out. Also, she has a killer, also wonderful weekly newsletter that you might want to tap into. And you can subscribe on the cornerstoneva.com website. So with that, Kelly, welcome back to AuthorU once again.
Oh, well, thank you, Judith. I really appreciate that very kind introduction, and it's always such a joy and an honor to be here because we always have fun, and as you just stated, we always love getting our geek on.
We do. So in our getting our geek on, there's always new tools and tricks that we love, but there's also some old-timers that we shouldn't let go of. Isn't that correct?
Yeah, absolutely. And as we all know, even though sometimes we may have heard some of these tools in the past, like you said, we have, some of the ones that are just very good, very reliable. It helps to revisit some of those every once in a while because sometimes we might forget and go, oh, that's right, I heard about that, a little while ago, and I need to go back to that tool. So it's always good to have those refreshers.
Well, great. Why don't we, since I kind of did a lead with your awesome techie, geeky newsletter you do, why don't we lead with that one? And remind them about Paper Lie. And that's everyone. We're going to give you sites and things like that as we go through this hour with you. But Paper Lie is at PAPER dot, the period, dot, L-I. All right. So, Kelly, let's jump into that. What do we love about
absolutely.
It?
Well, what we love about Paper Lie is that you can actually, as you just said, Judith, it's an online newsletter, and we know lots of us, we like to be able to have that connection with our audience and people who, we want to share our expertise and be able to give tips and resources to. And in Paper Lie, you get to actually go in and choose which resources you want to pull from, and that includes everything from your own blog, so you include your blog feed, so you get those posted, but also for other people in your industry that, you respect and that they've got some good solid resources and tips that they share. You can utilize their Twitter handles or their Facebook URLs, their websites, their blog posts, and help just compile all of that content into your own, we usually recommend, a weekly newsletter to have that for the frequency, just to have that touch point. But the other great thing, a couple things about Paper Lie as well, is that depending on if you go ahead, they have a free version, but if you do the next level up, the paid version, you can also do your own branding. So you can have your brand colors, you can have your logo, headshot, your book covers, for example, like up on headers. You can do what they call like ad squares on the side of your newsletter where you can put in like a book teaser video, introducing people to your book. You can have people, if they want to sponsor you, you could have their logo and ad information there. So it gives you just a lot of great features and choices.
And also events. If you have events coming up, You can add those on.
Yes.
So let me just add on to the free version. You have the opportunity. This is, the word that's commonly used with Paper Lie is curation. And so you're curating your own stuff. Of course, you should be the lead here. I'm going to suggest this. But also, as Kelly says, other people's stuff. That Facebook, that Twitter poll, or their blog. So the people you want to curate are people who you trust, who you want to emulate, who you maybe want to honor, model, fill in the blank. They have good stuff. And so you can do up to 10 sites to go through. So if you have a blog, a Twitter, and a Facebook, that's going to be 3 of them right there. So now you have 7 left. So you need to be picky, and who you want to choose. On the free, that's the free. On the fee one, your bases expand. Not only do you get those glorious branding opportunities that Kelly's talking about, but you also get to go up to 25. So now we have more of a choice of what you do. Of course, you're going to be 3, so now you're down to 22. But you can really circulate, and you can go around there. So take advantage of that. And also, there is a way that if you think that there's some people are no-nos, you definitely would not want in case. What happens if no one has any new juice up on the day that your curation goes out? That you don't want them to start pulling in other stuff that you might not want to support. So you do need to check in and do blocks so it doesn't come back up. Just my tip. And Kelly also said weekly that Paperlike allows you to do it monthly, which neither she or I will recommend. That puts it too distance. That weekly is what we like. I used to do a daily, and it's too much. I couldn't even keep up with it. So, and that's hard for me, people. So I would suggest that both Kelly and I have. And Kelly, what do you call yours?
The Tech Toolbox.
All right, the Tech Toolbox. So if you're looking for techie stuff, you want to jump on this and take advantage of that. All right, what's next on our list?
Okay, and a couple other things. I just once again I'll jump around a little bit because there's some new tools that I've also been just doing some research on that I always want to introduce and pull in. So a couple things just to let you know about. There's one called whynopadlock.net. So whynopadlock.net. This one is, of course, because as we know, a lot of you have heard about the SSL certificates that you're encouraged to have on your websites. What that basically means is that it's a certificate that allows you to have some security. And a lot of you probably have seen this, and you might not even realize it, that when you go out on the Internet and you put in a URL to search, you'll see typically to the left of that URL that there'll be usually either a little padlock form, and it will either be like in gray or sometimes in a green. And if you don't see that padlock, sometimes it will show like a yellow triangle with an exclamation mark or the padlock with a line through it. When you see the yellow triangle or the padlock with the line through it, that means that the site does not have an SSL certificate on it. The green padlock means it does. So if you have a site that you know you should have an SSL certificate on it, so you should see a green padlock, but you don't, you can go to whynopadlock.net, and that is a free tool that will just help you to see, like, what is it that's preventing your site from, having that green padlock. So that can be a troubleshooting option for you. Once again, if you know that you have purchased an SSL certificate and for some reason it's not, active on your website.
Ooh, that's a great tip because this is something, all of you, if you are offering anything to buy off of your site, including your book, and even though the book sales might go to PayPal, you'd still be smart to have the padlock green on it or something on it. Just because but it's like a blankie. It's like having your blankie. Oh, it's safe to be on this side.
I love that. Yes, it's like our blankie. And actually, to your point, Judith, I love what you mentioned too, because it's not only for purchasing, but even for just your opt-ins. When people want to just give their name and email, to submit and say, yes, I want to be on your subscriber list. They also get that sense of, like you said, that blankie, that comfort of just knowing that your site is secure, even for them to be able to submit their email. So it's just nice to have that as well.
So maybe before we've got about 2 minutes to our break, Kelly, first break, but maybe we should tell them how do you apply for your SSL, your SLL?
Yes, so your SSL certificate, really pretty much any of the hosting companies that you're with, they offer an SSL certificate that you can purchase. Now, the price is going to vary quite a bit because I know a couple of hosting companies, they will offer an SSL if you have hosting with them for $19 per year, but the average price that you will see is probably going to be about $70 per year, and that would be, and you need an SSL certificate for each website. So if you have a couple of websites, just be aware that that's sort of a varied price range, but what you can expect to pay per year.
And so, again, I'm going to reinforce what Kelly says. It gives people a security blanket and peace of mind that, this is not a phishing site. This is not going to get, I guess the phishing site could probably get it, though. I don't know. Kelly, help me out here.
Well, that's why we try to harm ourselves.
Yeah. I'd like to hope not. Right. But it does give any visitor peace of mind. And if you are doing an opt-in, which is a whole nother discussion, I've done whole programs just on how to create an opt-in. If you are going to have an opt-in piece where you're asking people to subscribe to a newsletter, to gather their name, their email, you really do want to throw out that security blanket pacifier to them so they feel a little better. I mean, that's my experience. That I was looking around, and Kelly, we actually don't have it on the author's travel site, so we should get it up on that guy. Yes, and going around where that is. But I mean, all my sites have it: the Book Shepherd, the AuthorU, Publishing at Sea, the Colorado's Authors Hall of Fame. We made sure that it was all there because we do ask for money for people who register for things, who put deposits down on things, and yes, we ask for emails. So, and if you're in any of those things, it's a must-have. It's a must-have on that. All right. So with me today is Kelly Johnson. She is my favorite geek girl, and her website is cornerstoneva.com, and we're going to be right back with more awesome geek tools.
This is your guide to book publishing. Everything you want to know but didn't know what to ask. With your host, Dr. Judith Briles. And we'll be right back with more great information right after these.
Is there a book in you? Or another? AuthorU shows you how to create, develop, and publish your book without being hoodwinked. If you already have a book out, you will find a supportive and brainstorming community that is connected and creative, no matter where you live. AuthorU brings in national experts for its book camps and annual AuthorU extravaganza. It has regular meetings and delivers webinars for its members on timely topics. Through AuthorU's extensive network, members enjoy exclusive benefits, including significant discounts for a variety of services necessary to publishing. AuthorU is the premier authoring resource in the country, creating community, education, guidance, vision, and success for the serious author. If you want to create a book that has pizzazz, punch, and panache, AuthorU is for you. Timely author and publishing tips and articles are posted on its social media platforms, and it is free. Discover AuthorU, where authors go to become seriously successful. Join AuthorU today at AuthorU.org. Are you confused about publishing options? Do you know which printing option is best for your book? Does your stomach flip when you think about selling books? Or do you feel overwhelmed with what to do about book marketing and publicity? Get the answers and much more. Get them and from someone who knows publishing inside and out from both the traditional and independent sides how to make a successful book. You can't do it alone without paying the price. You can spend your money creating a book that turns out to be so-so, Or you can create a book that looks and feels classy, builds your brand and platform, and is a success, a bestseller. It is your choice. You choose. If you want author and publishing success, you want Judith Briles as your book coach. Sign up for her weekly blogs and e-zine at thebookshepherd.com.
Welcome back to your guide to book publishing. Everything you want to know but didn't know what to ask. If you want to write and publish a book, if you want to be successful as an author, your guide to book publishing, everything you want to know but didn't know what to ask, is for you. Stay tuned and you'll hear about statistics, scenarios, and strategies on what to do now to get you published. So let's get back to the show. And here again is your host, Dr. Judith Briles.
Alrighty, so this is our Getting Our Geek On Day, and with me is Kelly Johnson, and I think there's always, social media is always in the air. I always say you gotta get on it, people. It's the town hall for your book marketing. Not to be exclusive, there's lots of other things you should be doing, but it's an essential element of it. So Kelly, any tips for here?
Yes, actually, there's one tool, and it's one of those where, as we were saying, Judith, it's always good to sometimes go back and look at accounts, because sometimes we get used to, like, for example, I'm going to give one for Twitter. You know, if we look at Twitter, we know some of our same places when we log in. You know, we go here to post our tweets. We go here to look for this. Well, I think a tool a lot of people haven't really had a chance to utilize a lot is if you go to twitter.com/search-advanced. So once again, twitter.com/search-advanced. It will pull up a box that you can actually do all different types of searches or filters. So for example, you could just put in like keyword or keyword phrases. You can put in an exact phrase. So for example, I might want to put in as an exact phrase virtual assistants. You can also then put in hashtags that you want it to search under those, words or keywords. You can also include, if you want to search like your own account or for different accounts, you can put in Twitter handles, or if it's, if that keyword or that hashtag, you want to include like any accounts, other people's handles that are mentioned. And you can also narrow it down where include tweets that have links, that use those keywords or those hashtags. You can also indicate in there that when you're looking for those particular hashtags or keywords, you want it to find tweets that have at least like 280 replies or have 280 likes or retweets, a certain date range. So you can really drill down quite a bit with this Search Advanced feature on Twitter and see then all the choices that come up for you. So it can just help you do even more research and get some more options on there.
Mm-hmm. So and is it advanced with just the E, or do we need a D for advanced?
It's a D at the end. So search-advanced, with a D at the end.
Got it. I thought I heard it, but I better ask.
No problem. Right. Good to confirm.
Good call, Judith. All right. So if you're looking for hashtags, is this going to reveal a possible trending hashtag, or just a hashtag you're using to see if there's any action with it?
Exactly. Basically, you can just put in whatever filters so that, hashtags, keyword phrases that just it will search through all the tweets, and it will help you see other people who are mentioning it, different locations. If those tweets have links, how many of those hashtags or keywords, are they searched? How many likes do they have? How many retweets? So it really helps to just even give you some more really specific details for what you want to utilize on Twitter.
All right, so I'm going to give you another little deal that Kelly mentioned, handles. So that's other people's name on Twitter. That if you have a certain topic that you're getting ready to push, or let's say you're going to do a book launch, which might be kind of fun. I'm all for book launches. So let's say you're going to do a book launch and something, and this is what your theme is, or your genre, or whatever the topic is, that you think you've got some hashtags out there, or you use what that phrase is. You can search out and see who else is using it also. I'm going to guess that this is what I can do, Kelly. And then you will see what their handle is. So clever you are going to be doing some write-ups, and now you're going to include that person's handle in your tweet. And guess what? It will land in their vision. and you might develop some interaction, some support, fill in the blank. That would be my add-on tip to go with that.
Perfect. We love
All right.
those.
Yeah, I love kind of an add-on. So that would be, I'd say, here's a new word, people. That would be a tweet tail.
Yes, exactly.
Instead of a coattail, or it could be a tweet jack. All right, for newsjacking.
Yes.
Oh, Kelly, exactly. I'm on a roll here.
We love this. See, that's why we love this creativity as well.
A tweet tail or a tweet jack. Okay, I'm going to play with this. I'm just writing these down to remember. Okay, Kelly, exactly. What's next on your...
All right. So, yes, I know exactly. We just love having fun. See how much getting your geek on, how fun it can be. It really can.
Exactly. Okay.
Okay, so a couple others just kind of related that you can use these, for social media or putting some things together for social media. Another free site I wanted to let you know about is called AuthorU-Your.com. So it's AUD as in David, IO, NAUTIX. So AUDIONAUTIX.com. This is a free site where all of these are audio clips. It's royalty-free, and they don't cost anything. So you can go and do a search. They have different categories that you can see, everything from what they call acid jazz to acoustic to ethnic to country, easy listening, jazz, punk rock. You've got lots of different categories. But what I also like is when you hit their home page, it even just has a box on the very front, and it says mood. So sometimes we know when we're looking for an audio clip, it's maybe not necessarily a certain, type of music, like we said, like maybe jazz or country, but it's a mood that we want to help reinforce in our video or audio clips. So you can look at their mood categories, everything from bouncy to pensive to angry, ominous, grooving, epic. You can check those and then go ahead and select the tempo. Do you want it to be slow, medium, or fast? And it will just bring up a bunch of different options. So I like that you can also search by mood. So that's one of the unique things about this free site. And the other piece that I really liked about it when I did some research, as I said, it's free and you don't even have to register or sign up. You can just literally do the search and, pick whatever selection you'd like or preview it. But what I like is they are also considered YouTube friendly. This AuthorU-Your has an agreement with YouTube. And as we know, whenever you're utilizing images, audio clips, video clips, anything like that, you want to make sure that they're, copyright-free, royalty-free, or you have permission. Sometimes, as we know, YouTube, they try to be careful, and if you utilize something that might be questionable as far as copyright, they will pull that down. Well, because AuthorU-Your has this agreement with YouTube, you know that you're safe from, if you utilize it in any of your videos that you upload to YouTube, you won't have that worry of, might YouTube question, this audio clip that I'm using, because they already have an agreement.
Okay, so you could be adding this, you could add it to the, as you intro something, a video, or you could have it as part of your excerpt, or maybe you could even do little segues between things, which would be very cool. So how else? I mean, I get it on the YouTube bit. How else might we use it? What about on our website, Kelly?
Yes, so sometimes we just might, I know we talk a lot about video, as you just mentioned, but, audio is also a very powerful tool where there might be, you just want to have your voice speaking that people could click and play on your website, like on your home page or on your about page. And you might just want to have like some, that mood, once again, some energy and audio clip that, as you were saying, Judith, we have that sort of be the lead-in audio, and then you simply say a very short message, welcoming people to your website, sharing something about yourself or your book, and then you can also utilize that audio clip as the outro, as you're finished speaking. It will go ahead and just, conclude as the end of your audio clip. So that could just be another tool that you utilize, or also upload that audio clip to your social media and include that with like a tweet or a post that you're doing. And once again, it's great for people to, literally be able to hear you as well.
Mm-hmm. And so how long do these audio clips run? Do they tell you how many seconds they are, or?
Yes. So, for example, when you've kind of made your choice and you're doing a search and it pulls up, it will show to the side in parentheses the length of that particular clip that you're looking at.
All right. So do you have to use the whole clip, or can you cut it?
If you've got some of those skills, you could also utilize it if you want to take a little piece of it too. So I know, once again, that might be a little bit more of some advanced technical skills that some people might not have, but you've got that option either if you want to do it or have someone assist you with it.
You need a virtual assistant.
Yes, exactly. That's what a VA can assist with. That's right.
Oh my gosh. Well, this sounds kind of interesting to be able to add sound. I know for me, I always, because sometimes I'm around other people, so I try to make sure I always have it on silent. And it's a shocker when someone doesn't.
Absolutely. That's right.
Okay, so we've gone over the paper lie, whynopadlock.net. I think that's very cool to know about. The twitter.com/search-advanced. And now we have audionautics.com. All right, so what else is in your bag of tricks today? We have 2 minutes to our next break. What can we squeeze in here?
Yeah, so one more to squeeze in before our next break is called Draft, and the website is draftin.com, draftin.com. And this is a free site where, as we were kind of talking about with getting some transcription or audio-video files, Draft, basically what it is a free site that can assist you with transcription. So when you go to the site, you'll see on the left side of the screen there is a green box that says New Document. And when you click on the arrow next to that, there's an option that says New Transcription. And this is a great option where if you wanted to get a free transcription of an audio or video file that you have, when you click on that new transcription, it pops up a box that says, like, what are you transcribing? And you can choose a file online, which could be from Vimeo or YouTube, or if you actually have the audio or video file itself, you can upload that to this free service, and it will go ahead and produce a transcript for you. So, once again, if you want to get that content and have that transcription from an audio or video file, you might want to help turn that into some blog posts, into some ebooks, into some different guides. So it can just give you some different options for, getting your content out there.
Whoa. I have more questions on this. So I'm going to come back at the break with them because I can't believe that that's going to stay free forever. That's a huge service. People spend money doing that. And so I think, Kelly, I want you to go through the step-by-steps. So of going it from opening up the new document, downloading it, see if there is a time length. We're going to have more. Kelly Johnson's with us today.
This is your guide to book publishing. Everything you want to know but didn't know what to ask. With your host, Dr. Judith Briles. And we'll be right back with more great information right after these.
Discover the power of you and your book at the Judith Briles Unplugged events. Each summer, Judith Briles Book Marketing Unplugged unfolds over 3 intensive days working with just Judith. You get publishing strategies, author and book platforms, book marketing panache and pizzazz, and authoring tools to take you and your book to rock star success. In the fall and winter, Judith Briles Speaking Unplugged includes Judith as your coach and mentor during 2 powerful days. You will learn how to structure a speech, how to create openings and closings, how to find gigs that pay you and sell your books, and you will get one-on-one coaching. Go to thebookshepherd.com and click on the Events tab to learn how to participate at the next Unplugged Workshop event.
Congratulations on getting your book published. The effort you put into your work is truly commendable. But what's next? What will happen to all the knowledge you have worked so hard to acquire to produce your book? Here at TogiNet Radio, we can provide you a platform to keep your knowledge working for you through the power of podcast. The subjects our podcasts cover are as varied as the grains of sand on a beach. From life coaching to military resources to business success, even to the paranormal. We have a place for everyone. To get started on your next step, call Scott at 903-787-5880 or email him at scott@toginetradio.com. That's SCOTT at TOGINETRADIO.com.
Welcome back to your guide to book publishing. Everything you want to know but didn't know what to ask. Coming up, you'll hear more about statistics, scenarios, and strategies on what to do now to get you published. So let's get back to the show. And here again is your host, Dr. Judith Briles.
All right, with us is my favorite geek girl, Kelly Johnson. You can find her at cornerstoneva.com. And we're talking about kind of a cool tool. I'm playing with it as we talk. And Kelly introduced Draftin. So it's draftin.com. And it's a transcription service where you can bring in new documents. You can bring in maybe a video that you have and drop it in. And it also has different types of presentations, which I'm thinking is going to be a audio program, possibly, that you can get transcribed over. But that before I can fully play with it, but I would suggest you do it. And I wanted Kelly to just kind of visually walk everyone through it one more time, because you always have stuff out there that you can take and do. For example, I am hoping you are blogging at least weekly. All right, so you can take a blog and drop this in and turn it to something else. That's what we have to figure out what the something else is. Or you take that audio program. This is the transcription, I think, Kelly, you're talking about, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so you have an audio program. Let's say I wanted to take this entire podcast, and I don't know what the limitation is, but if we could drop in, and then it would start transcribing the oral words into a written world. How cool is that? Because there's always tidbits that then I can go in and do the editing on, and copy, paste, and all of a sudden, oh my gosh, it's a new blog. I love that.
Exactly.
Love it. Love it.
Yes. So as you mentioned, Judith, just very briefly to walk people through the draftin.com, when you go to that home screen, you'll see a blue box that says Try Draft right in the middle of the screen. And you'll click on that, and it will ask you just to, go ahead and sign up for a free account. It just takes, a moment to put in your name and email address. And then once you have that, that's where on the left side of the screen, you'll see a green box that says New Document with an arrow next to it, and one of the options is New Transcription. So that's where once you click New Transcription, you will go ahead and upload either an audio or video file, and then it will go ahead and create that transcription, of that recording for you. So as you mentioned, Judith, once you, like for this podcast, if you wanted to get a transcription, once you have, it's typically an MP3 format for the audio file. Once you have that, you could use that link, upload it here, and then have it do a transcription of this episode. The other main thing about draft, I've mostly focused on this looking at the transcription because that's really where the majority of the need has been for requests that I receive from clients or, people that I meet looking for some tools. But the other thing that draft is designed for is under like new document or presentation. It's really supposed to be a place where writers can collaborate. So if you are working with a couple other authors or maybe you're just writing something and you want to bring in someone to help look at your writing and maybe give some suggestions and you want to collaborate on something together, you can also use draft for that purpose in doing some collaboration.
Is there a length of time, a limitation of how long something can be in that you import?
I haven't seen one yet. I'll have to just double check on that because I had just discovered this tool not too long ago. So I haven't seen specifically, but I will double check on that and be sure to provide any update that I discover.
So when I look at it, because I am playing as Kelly's talking here, you have the Vimeo, you've got YouTube, you can bring in the M4V, the FLV, or an MP3, an M4AA, an AAC, or you can upload a video or an audio file, and they have all these other types in here. So it's really impressive from what I am seeing here. So very, very cool. Very cool. Yeah.
And this actually it makes for a nice transition because the other free tool I wanted to share with you also deals with writing. Since we're talking about, different ways we can have content and create that, it's actually called wordcounter.net. So wordcounter.net, WORDCOUNTER. And when you go to this site, now I know for a lot of us, especially whether you're a PC or a Mac user, when we're writing in a Word document or on a Mac if you're using Pages, there is a function already on there where you can say, show me the word count, how many words are in here. So obviously, or how many characters do I have? So this is just another tool that if you needed to get a word count or a character count, you can. But the reason why I like this free tool is not so much where I can go and get the word count or character count, but once you put your content in and you have it, analyze that information, to the right of the screen, it actually shows details, not only telling you the word and character count, but how many sentences and paragraphs do you have? What's the average reading time or speaking time of this content? And then it also tells you your keyword density. So, for example, how often are you using certain words? What are the top 10 keywords that are coming up within this content that you've put in there? This really helps you to see, maybe you're overusing a couple of words and you need to maybe make some changes, or, kind of looking at making sure you don't have that overuse or it stays within a certain limit. So that's why I also really like this free tool, because it gives you that extra information there as well.
And also, it does import some things from Grammarly, and it has other checks in here. So here's what, first of all, when Kelly would start talking, I said, really, I can get my word character count in a nanosecond under the review tab in my Word document. But with that said, I love, so what it does, though, is combining a little bit of one of my other favorite geeky features, which is the Hemingway app. And that what's always been good about the Hemingway app is that it gives you the readability. It doesn't give you the reading time or the speaking time, but it does give you the readability level. So having the capability of a reading time. So here's where I can see this tool really cool, everybody. Let's say you're working on a speech, or you're working on some kind of presentation, and you have got 2 minutes. That's it. The horn goes off and the hook comes out and you're gone. So you could put this in here and it's going to come off and give you a speaking time, which is always different from a reading time. And also understanding your true reading level. And I'm embarrassed to say, Kelly, it's dropped down to 5th grade. For a lot of people. So, dear authors listening in and writers, don't require your readers, unless this is only for the academic clinician audience, to read postgraduate level. Just telling you. Just saying here.
That's right.
I'm on this. So this is kind of a cool little tool. I like this, and it offers some discounts capabilities, which I think is kind of cool. So I think this is a keeper, and you can bookmark, and it does allow you to bookmark, it encourages you to bookmark this page. So you can come in and drop in very quickly.
Yes. Exactly.
And so I think that's kind of cool. And also it does, it talks about, here's something I think you all need to be tuning in, and it's just, I'm noticing the phrase on here. It does tell you, it does explain what the error, it explains why this is an error and gives you a tip on what to do to fix it. And it has plagiarism checks. So it's always a good idea, because look at, I'm going to assume that you're all reading and you're all out there and you pick up things, and sometimes it's easy to think it's your idea. After you hear it enough, you do it or you absorb it, or you don't know where in the heck Timbuktu it came from. This might keep you out of deep doo-doo. Just saying here.
Exactly.
Okay.
And we always want to keep everybody out of deep doo-doo.
Yeah, that would be true. So I do want to encourage all of you when you're writing to really understand what reading level you're writing out. And it goes back to who's your audience, and all of that. Okay. So Kelly, we're ready for our next one.
Excellent. So the next one is another free tool. It's called libraryspot.com. And I know once again with all of us, authors, writers, I'm a former high school and middle school English teacher, so obviously reading and writing is so close to all of our hearts. And as always, I know a lot of us, we also are big supporters and always want to help support libraries. So once again, anytime I see websites that also have to deal with the libraries or how we can get resources from them, I love. So this libraryspot.com, a couple things that obviously in general you can probably already assume that you can find out about is just looking in general, libraries online, what are some different places that you can find either libraries or resources, and it also spreads to different countries, not just like here in the U.S., but it also gives you some fast links on the left side to like different law libraries, medical libraries, national libraries, presidential libraries, state libraries. So you've got a lot of different choices here. But another thing I really like about this free site is on that left side navigation, it has a section called Reading Room, and then it has a link to headlines. And when you click on headlines, this is just a really great, fast way where if you're looking for some content or either for something you want to write about or you just want to get caught up on your news in general, you can come under here and you can see there's a headlinespot.com where it gives you hundreds of headlines and top news sources, but then also firstheadlines.com where it will pull the headlines from more than 300 different sources. So sometimes maybe if you're just looking even for an inspiration of something you want to write about, click on that first headlines and just go through, since it's going to give you more than 300 sources, look through different headlines that are coming up, and that might inspire you for something that you want to write a blog about or include in your next book, or you want it to be a focus.
Well, this is kind of a cool little site here. And number one, tapping into to libraries online, but also the breaks in them, from the academic to film libraries to medical, public, state, and a lot of people don't understand there's a difference between public libraries and state libraries, or just overall. So, but this is a terrific resource. So. This is one that we want you all to go kind of, I think it's one you want to play with a little bit as you look around. So that's libraryspot.com. And look at your online personal librarian. I think that's kind of cool to think about.
And once again, we love libraries.
We do love libraries, and I think we have meetings at libraries. But also, let me just do another ad, and I just have to check my time. Oh, I'm going to add to it when we come back. We'll be right back.
This is your guide to book publishing. Everything you want to know but didn't know what to ask. With your host, Dr. Judith Briles. And we'll be right back with more great information right after these.
The book shepherding concept is simple. The publishing world is changing, and so must you. You need an experienced shepherd and guide to collaborate with you as you create, strategize, develop, publish, and achieve your publishing goals. Publishing is riddled with obstacles, sometimes nightmares for the author. You do not need more problems. You want solutions. Dr. Judith Briles will shepherd you through the maze and chaos. At times, she has had to step in and rescue a book that has been sabotaged by a publisher, by a publishing service provider, and sometimes even by the author. If you want author and book success, connect with her today at thebookshepherd.com.
It's the Fitness Minute with fitness expert Annette Hammond.
'Tis the season to be thankful and to reflect on all of God's goodness. I am especially grateful for you, my listeners. Fitness Minute with Annette Hammond is broadcast across the world on the American Forces Radio Network and goes into over 179 countries and every U.S. ship at sea, multiple times a day, 7 days a week. It is also broadcast across the United States on numerous radio stations several times each day. Thank you for your emails and encouraging words. I am passionate about healthy living, and I'm thrilled that this radio feature is making such a difference in the lives of so many millions of people. I am grateful for you and declare that 2016 will be your healthiest and fittest year yet. I will be with you all the way, cheering you on the radio. Merry Christmas from Fitness Minute with Annette Hammond.
Welcome back to your guide to book publishing. Everything you want to know but didn't know what to ask. If you want to write and publish a book, if you want to be successful as an author, your guide to book publishing, everything you want to know but didn't know what to ask, is for you. Stay tuned and you'll hear about statistics, scenarios, and strategies on what to do now to get you published. So let's get back to the show. And here again is your host, Dr. Judith Briles.
What I wanted to do was to add on before we went so rudely into that last break. No, we love our sponsors. That for Library Spot, and this is just .com, which Kelly was talking about, this great little tool that opens up all kinds of things and gives you your own personal librarian. Here's what's cool, and a lot of people don't realize that a good librarian, one who's really experienced, can actually move you faster in your research and getting you in the right alley than a Google search can, because of their years and years and years of experience. They already have heard that, done that, and your fingers don't have to do the walking here. What you do is maybe have to get in your car, go driving. But that this is where one can really be helpful to you in tracking down and even pulling out books. This is, for example, this, and this, which may take you a long time to find, if you do even find. So never underestimate the value of what these really skilled professionals can do for you. That's my 2 bits and shout out to librarians. All right, Kelly,
yes.
I'm ready for tool number 8.
Excellent. I just have 2 other brief comments about libraries just to tie in a couple more things to share. One is another free site that I'll tell you about in a moment, but just to also add on to what you were sharing, Judith, one of the things that I really love, at least I know here for our local library where I'm at, they also have a lot of times a room where you can, if you need to record some audio or video, they have all the equipment there, and they don't charge you to use it. All you have to do is go into the library, reserve a date and time for what you want in their studio, show your library card, and they also will have people on site that can help you to record some videos, record some audio. So if you're looking for some of that and you want to be able to have that ability to do that, don't forget to check out your local libraries and see what they offer as far as some recording options. Don't forget about that piece either. And then the other
Kelly, wait a second.
Yes?
Wait a second. I didn't know this. I use the library for meetings, and they have the tech equipment and the projectors and all that. I didn't know that they have video cameras and the tools that you could go in and record. You could look at people. Listen here, you can go to call your library and see if they got it first. But you could go in and block off an hour. You get yourself coordinated, and you know what? Here's one of my things I'm going to recommend. This is one of my tools, and it's on my goal to redo all this year. But I remember one time, I always say, I did this when I had a bad hair day. But on every tab, I did. Yes. On every tab on my website, there is a video. And the video is me. I'm just telling people what they're going to find here. I'm just going to do, this is what this section includes on my website. From the services we have, about me, what my beliefs are, in working with authors, etc. That if your library has what Kelly's talking about, this has got a big star on my note-taking paper, that this could be so hot You could even go in, you take a couple of changes of shirts or ties or blouses or fill in the blank. Ladies, change your earrings. And you could shoot, you could do a video shoot for free.
Yes.
Mwah. Kelly,
exactly.
love you.
I'm glad you love. I know. I'm glad you love that. Exactly. Yeah, because I live in Parker, and that's our Parker Library has all that capability. So I thought this is great. Once again, it's just one of those. We're so used to thinking about obviously our cell phones and what we already have at home and on our computer. Once again, don't forget about our libraries and just all the great things that they can offer. And usually, like I said, for free. It doesn't. All you have to do is have a library card, which doesn't cost anything.
This is so hot. My toes are tingling. I am. I know
tingly
that.
Toes.
Oh, I do too. I love that. I know that library, and I am actually going to go by and check it out, and then reserve a spot. So there you go. There you go.
Wonderful.
And by the way, everyone, many of the libraries, you can reserve a room online. Once you know it, you can do so much online. Very cool. All right, Kelly, we're ready for the next.
Perfect. So one last thing about libraries, just to let you know, there's another free tool. It's called, and once again, I love this name, hoopladigital.com. So HOOPLADIGITAL.com. So Hoopla Digital. And basically this is a free site as well. It's really where you can instantly borrow digital movies, music, ebooks 24/7 with your library card. So once again, you do have to see if your local library or maybe a library close to you, if they're a part of this Hoopla. And if they are, you can just go sign up for a free account, use your library card, and just as if you were in person at the library, you can check out audiobooks, ebooks, movies, music, and it's just like a library book. Well, they'll tell you like how long you have, with that movie or book, whatever it is that you've checked out before you have to, quote unquote, check it back in again, or your time is up in accessing it. But it's just another great way where once from, the comfort of your home and the technology that we have, you can just check things out through Hoopla Digital.
So in the digital, does that mean you download it to your computer and you have it like for 2 weeks or something like that, or is it something else?
Yes, exactly. It can either be streamed immediately or downloaded, once again, depending on what the item is. But yeah, there's no waiting, and then it will tell you the time limit, just like if you check anything out from the library, like a 2 week or how long you have it before then, that you won't have access to the streaming or, whatever that item is any longer.
All right. So for those of you who are planning a holiday or a trip of some sort, this is the way you can go in and cherry pick what you want. And then, it's gone. And it may be, I wonder if some of them it just disappears. It's like you can't check in anymore. I'm not quite sure how we have to return it. My gut would say it's gone.
Yes,
too bad you didn't look at it soon enough. So, all right, we're playing too much here, Kelly. All right, so.
Right. But like we said, that's why we're just demonstrating once again that technology can be fun.
Yeah, it can be fun. And there's always, I know when Kelly and I first demonstrated the paper lie to, I can't remember which group, which unplugged event we revealed it at, Kelly. But people were having so much fun in starting to put it together, as well as some of the other goofy tools we come up with. And everything. All right. So I think we have time for one more. Anything else in your bag of tricks today?
Yes. So one other thing I just recently discovered is called lifeonrecord.com. So lifeonrecord.com. And basically what it is, it's just supposed to be an easy way for you to gather like stories or well wishes from family and friends and create kind of a one-of-a-kind audio keepsake. So on this site, they have two different options you can sign up for. And the two options are, one is for $50 and the other is $85. And basically what you do is, for example, let's say you sign up for the $50 option. You get a toll-free number, and you then share that phone number out. It can be people locally or in different countries. But it's really a way for people to call in and leave a recording, and the recording can be up to 30 minutes, and people can call in multiple times. But it's for you to be able to create a recording. So if you have, maybe someone has a milestone birthday coming up, and it might be hard, or you might not be able to have all your friends and family come for an in-person birthday party. So you can use this service, Life on Record, send the phone number out to your family and friends and say, call in and leave whatever recording up to 30 minutes. Could be a happy birthday or a longer message, or you're recalling some, good memory that you had together. And then they compile all of it, and then that person can go in and download and hear all these recordings and hear what people share. So that's the $50 version. And the $85 version, they will actually put all of those recordings on a little device, so that instead of just downloading them and hearing those recordings, you get a little keepsake speaker, that they call it, that you can actually just play it back. So I just thought this was kind of a cool tool, that if you're looking for something a little unique that you want to create, like I said, for maybe a milestone birthday or anniversary, or I thought maybe for authors, this might be a unique way where you can have people maybe just call in and, hear some recordings of reviews of your books, or, think of some creative ways that maybe at your book launch you might want people to share their experience, call in for this. So I just thought it was kind of a unique little tool to check out.
Okay, so I am now going to loop this back to another one of your tools, draftin.com. So if we have all these audios, I'm not sure what MP it's going to come in on, but you could possibly take it, download it to draftin.com, turn it into a written entity, and then turn it into a keepsake book.
Exactly.
Of another sort. So what fun that could be if there is a legacy birthday or a legacy event of some sort. Or for, everyone collecting all of Grandpa's amazing thoughts. Why he's still lucid, or grandma, or those kind of things, those memories, because a lot of times I found that children start thinking, oh, maybe we need to find that out. I know not too long ago, my granddaughter, who is 13, she was just so blown away to discover that not only did Papa have a doctorate, but so did Grandma. And how did you two do that? What is it in? What did you have to go through? What does it mean? We ended up having, without cell phones, people, a 2-hour dinner discussion with a 13-year-old. Mm-hmm. Do you know how unique that is?
Very. Very.
All right.
So, as you were saying, Judith, that's great too. Where if someone wants to write a memoir or just record family stories, like you said, this is another great way that they can share that phone number out and have people just call in any memories that they want, and like you said, then use our draft in and get a transcription.
Mm-hmm. Or it could be also. Is it unlimited? How long does this $50? Is this a perpetuity $50 or $85?
I have to check. Because basically you can do as many recordings up to 30 minutes. I didn't see that they have. Let me just check here really quick.
A lifeline. Yeah, we have 15 seconds, so find it fast.
I don't. It looks like it doesn't show directly what the
lifeline
length is, but it does show they have a 10+ year track record. So they've been around for over 10 years.
Right. Thank you, Kelly, for being with us once more.
Thank you. It's always an honor to be here, and I'm delighted.
Thank you for being a part of Your Guide to Book Publishing. Everything you want to know but didn't know what to ask. With your host, Dr. Judith Briles.